up to a wall, you get your back flat on it, and then you want to, so my lower back's flat, so you should be able to slide anything in there. And how high can you bring your arms up on the wall, okay? If you start bringing them up and your back starts arching, you've got probably some tight lats potentially there, or maybe some of your rotator cuff muscles or your scapula is not moving how we want it to. But an easy one to do is flatten it. Does your arm get to your nose? Does your arm get kind of through your head? Or can you get your arms all the way back to the wall without your back coming off the wall there? So this is going to be some thoracic extension using a foam roller against the wall. So you're going to take the foam roller right here, put it against the wall, and you are going to put your arms as like they're almost like karate chopping. Stagger your stance so one leg's in front of the other. And what you're going to do, when this rolls up, you're going to let your chest come towards the wall, and you're going to let it sink. And you're going to feel a great stretch in that upper back when you're doing this. Okay, so you're going to go arms forward, lean forward, let your chest sink, drop your chest, bring your arms all the way up. Feel that good stretch in the back there, and you're also going to get a stretch under your lats when you're doing this exercise. You can put a looped band around your wrists and pull against it and make it a rotator cuff exercise as well. But in this purpose of this video, I'm just going to show it for a thoracic extension and a lat stretch. So we're going to push in the wall, lean forward, drop the chest, drop the head, feel that stretch in the upper back, feel the stretch under the arms, and bring it back. And you can do about 12 to 15 of those per set.
Our next exercise is going to be PNF thoracic extension exercises, okay? Great exercise to work on our upper back or thoracic spine extension while also stretching out our lats. For some of you might have tight lats, okay, which can make it difficult getting your arms up. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a box, a bench of some sort. You're gonna take your hands, wrap it around your neck, but don't pull on it, and then put your elbows right on this box. Sink your butt back into your calves, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna let your chest just melt to the ground, and you're gonna feel a great stretch in your upper back and maybe underneath your arm and the lats there, okay? Go until you feel a light stretch. We're gonna hang out here for 90 seconds. I'm not gonna do the full 90 seconds on this video, but you would hold for 90 seconds. After 90 seconds, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your elbows and you're gonna push them down, okay? So stay in that stretch position, but then you're gonna push into the bench or the box here, okay? I'm gonna push down lightly, about 3 or 5 pounds of pressure. This is super light, just pushing down, but nothing moves. We're gonna hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to then relax, stop pushing, and then I'm gonna see if I can sink a little deeper. Now I got a little deeper. I'm gonna hold this for 10 seconds, just relaxing, breathing. After 10 seconds, I'm just gonna go a little faster. I'm gonna push down for another 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax your elbow, stop pushing in the box. Can you sink even deeper? And I want you to repeat the contract relax cycle about 5 to 6 times. So the initial 90 seconds you only do once at the beginning, just breathing, relaxing, letting this sink. But once you get into the contract where you're pushing down and then relaxing and getting deeper, I want about 5 or 6 cycles of that, and then you'll be done with this exercise. So in this exercise, we're gonna go over passive hangs and active hangs. So I love these exercises to work on overhead mobility, all right? Now, if you are very limited and you can only get here, probably not the best exercise for you. Like if you're only getting maybe 120 degrees, because you're really gonna ram it up into that end range and you're gonna jam that shoulder and it's probably gonna flare it up, you're not gonna like it. Now, if you can get up there and you're just lacking the last little bit of degrees there, it's probably gonna be a good exercise for you, okay? So we're gonna go pronated grip. So palms facing away, you're gonna grab it, pinky, and then lock pinky ring all the way down, really grip hard. That's how we create more neurological drive, okay? Pinky grab, palms facing away. Now you're gonna get into that closed scissors position. I'm gonna bring my feet out forward, and then I'm just gonna hang here, okay? And you're gonna feel a great stretch in your lats, and some of your rotator cuff muscles with the upward rotation of the scapula. You're gonna get a little bit stretch of that pec here. And you're gonna hold this, okay? And your goal is probably to hold it for at least 30 seconds, but if you can get a little farther, 45 to 60 seconds per set, that'd be wonderful. And I'm just hanging, I'm just letting everything stretch out right here, okay?
You may have to start with a smaller amount early on just to build that tolerance to that position and build up some grip strength. Okay, so that's passive. Passive means we're doing nothing. We're legitimately just hanging there. That's it. Now an active hang is pretty much the same thing, but now all I'm going to do is I'm going to depress my shoulder blade in that position and get some lat engagement going on with that. Shoulder depression, lat engagement, shoulder depressors. Okay, so same position, and now I'm just going to depress my shoulder. You're going to see yourself rise up a little bit. You're going to feel a lot of tension right in your lats. And again, you're getting that good close scissor position and hold. And you might go 10 seconds, you might do 5, and then you relax. And that would be 1 rep. And maybe you do 10 reps of 5-second holds or 10-second holds, wherever you're at with that, okay? So we have the passive, where you come up, lock it in, you're just hanging here, feel a good stretch. And then the active, the same position, but you depress the shoulders, engage the scapula, get the muscles firing, build up some strength. It's also a good thing to work on when you're starting to learn to do some pull-ups. So those are 2 options to really work on that overhead mobility. So another exercise that I like to use to start working on someone who may be lacking some overhead mobility is a lat pull down, all right? So if you maybe can't do pull-ups, is another good option is a lat pull down. Okay, so all you have to do is set it up so you have a good pull here. I like to go right where it almost starts bending. You can go a little wider if you want. Okay, sit down so that your knees are locked in place, and then based on what your goals are. If we're going strength, a lot of times I do a lean back and I'm pulling down, getting a good lats. But if I'm working with someone who needs to work on more shoulder mobility and I don't care so much from a strength standpoint at this time, I may have them sit a little closer to it so it's more of a vertical pull straight up, and then their arm is getting into more flexion or farther back when they're doing this. You could, if you have the appropriate range of motion, pull it behind your neck, okay? But if you're doing that, you probably don't have, if you're doing this for mobility's sake, you don't have that range of motion. So slightly lean back a little bit, feel a good stretch under your arms, okay? And you're going to just then pull it down to your chest, really pinch your elbows down, feel a good engagement in those lats, slowly let it come back up, and do it again. Think about that closed scissor position here. I don't want you arching your back when you do this. Think about your abs being locked down, and then you're just gonna keep pulling it to that chest, slowly rise up. And this is what this is gonna do is when you pull it down and you go up, you're getting eccentric stretch on it with load. So it's the same thing as you holding a position stretching, but we're doing it, we're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. We're getting some strength training in, and we're probably putting actually more force through it by adding an external load when we're going upward, and we're eccentrically making those muscles control that motion to help you improve that range of motion. So this is another option that I like to do with people who are struggling with that overhead mobility, is adding a lat pull down to their program. So here I'm going to go over a half kneel landmine press, but you can also do this in standing as well. But why I like the landmine press is this is a way that we can start loading someone overhead who doesn't have the range of motion. So say we did a lat test where you keep your back flat and you come like this, and you can't get all the way up there without your back arching, or you can't get your arm up there and because it's too stiff, the joint or the muscles aren't allowing it. This is a great exercise so we can start working at progressing that, okay? So half kneel, I like to go left leg forward if I'm using my right, vice versa if you're going the other way. If you bring the arm farther out, heavier it is, closer to the bar, easier it is. You can also add load by putting plates on the bar. Okay, you're going to pack the lat down, elbow nice and tight, lock the abs in, radiate tension, press, pull it back down, press, pull it back down, press. And that right there would be a landmine press in a half kneel position. So if I wanted, I could then just stand up, and then you can lean with it a little bit, and I could press right there as well and do a standing one. It all depends what you're looking for. And different variations to the exercise. But for this sake right now, I like the half kneel mostly when I do this exercise. You can also get a good hip flexor stretch in while you're doing it. So that is the half kneel landmine press. Here we're gonna go over a child's pose, but using a foam roller to make it a little more of an active stretch, okay? If you don't have a foam roller, it's not a big deal, then you can just kind of do some walkouts, and I'll show you with that quick, all right? So this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna sit back onto your feet, okay? I prefer tucking the toes, but if you want to sit on the top of your feet, that's fine. Put your hands together, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to reach out, keep your butt back, and drop your chest and put your head through the arms until you feel a good stretch right in my upper back region. I'm going to reach out until I feel a good stretch, kind of push my arms down into the foam a little bit, and then I'm gonna sit right back up, and that would be 1 rep. Go back down, get down there, own that new position, big breath in. You might get a good stretch on your arms for lats, and you're gonna get some good thoracic extension here. You're gonna come back, and that would be another rep, okay? Say you don't have a foam roller, then you're just gonna kind of come out here, sink down, take a big breath, come back up, and you would do the same thing, all right? Don't need this, I prefer it. That is your child's pose with utilizing a foam roller.